So, John, how did you first hear about Reviver?
Well, if you will remember, many years ago, Andreessen Horowitz hosted an event that was all about bringing together minority-owned or minority-operated businesses. And I went to that event, and that's when I met you and your partner.
Right.
And I thought, my gosh, this one is a great event, but more importantly, it's an opportunity for me to leverage my relationship with some of these teams so I can invest. Because as you may recall from some of our other conversations, my plan post-Symantec was to be a venture investor, right, or an early stage investor. And hence that was about the time that I was winding down from Symantec when you guys came along.
What kind of involvement were you looking to get into? You know, what was of interest?
Yeah, so I thought early stage companies would be of more interest to me than later stage companies. And that proved to be the case because once I finished my role running a startup, which I never expected to do, I ended up going to a late stage firm, and I just found it so boring to see these companies. They were doing well, but the excitement around how rapidly could they grow as opposed to how much profitability or cash flow could they generate, that was not what I was looking for. I was looking for growth, not cash flow generation.
So what was the reason and your reason for investing in Reviver? What did you see?
Well, first off, investing in a company where the founders are people of color, that was top of my list. And I thought, my gosh, I'm in Silicon Valley. There are not enough of us here. It's important for me to support those who are trying to accomplish something unique and different, quite frankly, in our community. But the other thing was, we're in a digital age now. And the notion that people are going to have metal license plates on their cars, and I'm going to have to get one of these silly stickers sent to me every year and all, that just doesn't make any sense. And so my notion was, this is about applying electronics or applying technology to something as simple as a 100-plus-year-old license plate. Why wouldn't you reinvent the license plate?
What are things do you think within the plate of the platform that we could be adding? And, you know, how do you see that evolving?
Well, I think the platform has evolved quite a bit. There are two versions of the product now, if you will. And I think the real question becomes, can the platform become an aggregator for data, or can it be integrated more tightly with the car itself?
Okay.
And I think as we get closer to some of the car manufacturers, it may be interesting to see how that can become a part of the development or engineering process where the license plate is built in from the beginning, not added later, quite frankly.
Reviver has gone through a journey, you know, getting to where we are now. What do you see today? And then what do you see in the future, you know, for the company?
Yeah, I think the process, candidly, has been more protracted than I would have anticipated. I suspect the same is true for you. But I think what has evolved is an understanding that the team has of how to navigate this public sector marketplace. Because in order to sell a license plate, guess what? You've got to have a relationship with every state, every county, every country, almost in the world.
Right.
And I certainly did not anticipate that when I invested in the company, and I'm not sure you guys anticipated how bureaucratic that would be when you started the company. But that bureaucracy has slowed the company down. Now, the reality is we're at a point now that this could be a very important inflection point, where this year we could probably land 4 or 5 states. Next year we could land another 4 or 5 or more. Right. And once you get some momentum, it's easier to build momentum on top of that.